Well, howdy, folks, and welcome to today's episode. It's cold outside. It's wintertime, folks, and it's time for some wintertime meals. So, I went and picked up this here Angus chuck pot roast. And I like using chuck from a pot roast because you can see all the nice marbling and all in here. It makes a lot better pot roast than if you're using like an inside round or something that's real tough and dries out. Because even though you're cooking it in liquid, it can still dry out, folks. It's a big misnomer out there that people have. Like, well, I'm cooking it in liquid. It ain't going to be dry. Yeah, it'll dry out just like anything else if you overcook it. So, having these little marblings of fat and all in here is very important when you're doing pot roast. Because that way, the fat helps keep it juicy and, my favorite word, moist while you're cooking it.
Hey man, give it up for the insane chef right here. This is
Insane Chef.
Now today.
He's the Insane Chef.
So first things first, we need to season this here pot roast up. We're gonna saute it quick, get a little crust on it. Then we'll start adding our vegetables and liquids. So I'm using a little seasoned salt here. I'm out of Lowry's, but this is the Morton brand. And Morton salt's pretty good stuff. I like the products. And you can see how thick this piece of meat is, so you can go pretty heavy on it. You don't have to worry about being too salty because this is just a little piece of the puzzle here. But we got that. So we got some salt on there. We're going to sear that on. We need some black pepper. So we're going to put some black pepper on it. Like so. And remember to do both sides. Remember, keep your right hand, if you're right-handed, keep your right hand as your dry hand. That way you don't contaminate all your containers of seasonings. And use your left hand to turn with when you're seasoning both sides of something. That way you don't have, E. coli and trichinosis and salmonella all over your damn spices. Okay, next thing up here, we're going to put some Italian seasoning. Dry Italian seasoning. And it's just to get some herbs off in there. I like putting quite a bit on here because, like I said, it's a big piece of meat. And you want to still be able to taste it, even though you won't really taste it a whole lot. You still have that hint of it in there. All right, and lastly on here, we're going to put a little garlic powder on each side. And we'll throw this off in the pot here to get brown. Alright, that wasn't filming for some reason. Anyway, I just put a little canola on this pot and put this big old 3-pound chunk of beef in there to start browning on each side. Now we're going to let it go for about 3 or 4 minutes. Then we'll flip her over. Do the other side. And then we'll start adding our vegetables in there. Alrighty, folks, let's see what this side looks like. It's starting to brown, but not as brown as I quite like it. So we're going to let it go. We'll do this other side, and then we'll flip it back over. Alright, let's see what this is looking like over here. I got this on a pretty low heat, medium here. So I don't want to burn that stuff on the bottom there just yet. I'm going to deglaze that in a few here with some stock and some wine. Alrighty, folks. We got a little bit of color on there. I'm not going to go as far as sometimes I do because I don't want this stuff on the bottom here to burn up. It's a pretty thin pan. If I had a little thicker pan I was doing this in, I would let it go a little longer, but this is a really thin aluminum pan. I don't want it to char that too bad, so we're going to go a little earlier than I normally would, but that's okay. You deal with the pan you got on hand. So at this point, I want to sweat these here vegetables some. So I'm throwing some onion in there. Celery in there. Lost one back there. There we go. Get your ass in there. Now, the whole thing is, you see how I cut these a little bigger than I would normally because they're going to cook for a long time. They're going to shrivel down some. So I don't want them to be too small and turn to mush. And we'll throw some carrots in here. And I like nowadays they have these little baby carrots for, $1, $1.50, whatever. You don't have to sit there and peel and clean and cut carrots. These are perfect for pot roast. Absolutely perfect for pot roast. They cook up just right. They absorb the flavor good and they add flavor to it. Alright, that's what we're looking like so far. I mean, that ain't even close to cooked yet, and it's already looking and smelling delicious. I noticed my little bits in the bottom are starting to get a little dark, so let's go ahead and throw some stock and wine in here. Now, you know the way I cook is I cook with what I got. And I pick up the stuff for the pot roast, of course. But I didn't have any red wine. I didn't realize I didn't have any red wine. I just thought I had a couple bottles around here. I didn't find any. So I got some Pinot here, white wine. I just want the acidity. The red wine will help add a little color to it, but I'm not so concerned about that. I just want a little bit of the acidity in there from the wine. And then it kind of bust up that stuff on the bottom and give us just a little bit of tartness. Alright, I hinged this up here in the pot here so you guys can see. Let me get this up a little bit higher where you guys can see. There we go. So, what I got here, put that white wine in there. I'm just trying to bust all the little tidbits off the bottom there so they don't char on me. You can see it's adding some nice color from that already. And that's just white wine. If that was red, it'd be a nice, dark, rich brown. But I'm not so concerned about that. There we go. Alrighty, folks, so I don't have any beef stock, but what I do have is this here. Better Than Bouillon beef base. So take a big old heaping and helping of that. Throw that off. Like so. If it won't come all the way off, just finger it. There we go. Alrighty, folks. One more thing we need to add into this before we go any further is the potatoes. And I like using a nice either Yukon Gold yellow potato or a red potato. So, today they didn't have any Yukons in the store, so I picked up some red new potatoes. But I like these. They hold up really well, either the gold or the red potatoes. If you use like a russet or something, they tend to get mealy and break down in there on you, and you don't want that, I guarantee. So I like putting a little Lea & Perrins up in there. Worcestershire sauce. Like so. And you can get happy with it. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your groove thing. Yeah! And then we'll finish it off here with some spring water. And what you want to do is bring this all the way up past where your beef is. All the way past your beef. Spray it all over the countertop. Spray it all over your oven. As long as you cover it up. Alright, there we go, folks. There we go. Alright, now, the plan here is to let it go slow and low, because that is the tempo for about 3 or 4 hours. There's 2 ways to do that. Alright, folks, one more thing I forgot to put in there. You need some kind of tomato, and I got some tomato paste here. Probably just two tablespoons or so for this amount. There we go. Alright, there's all those little scrap pieces and morsels from when we did the thing. Dust that off in there if you want. Put it in the trash. One more ingredient we're going to add. I'm going to cover this in full and let it go for 3 hours on medium heat. Alrighty, folks, this is the last ingredient here. This is called Kitchen Bouquet Browning and Seasoning Sauce. It's pretty much like caramel color, but it's going to add a little color. Since we didn't have the red wine, this will kind of make this look more like it's supposed to look. There we go. Alright, let's throw a cover on this and let it go for 3 hours. Let's see what it looks like when it's done in 3 hours. Alrighty, folks, been about 3 hours, maybe a little longer. Let's see what this looks like. It smells delicious. So let's see what it looked like. Look at there, folks. That looks good. That smells delicious. Can't wait to get it, right, baby? You know, I know too. I know. folks. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's tender. That's tender. That's going to fall apart. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm happy. Let's get in and dig in and try this out. Oh, yeah, folks. Look at that. It's going to be, it just melts. Got all this beef down in here. Might eat mine kind of like stew. Got taters, got everything in there. A little bit of the juice. I think I'll throw a few crackers in there if I got any. All right, folks, just got a shower. Feeling good. It's cold outside. Got a nice hot meal here. Let's see what it tastes like. It's damn good, Mr. Chef. You're going to enjoy it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you make this at your house. See you folks next time.